Saturday. It feels like forever since I didn't get to do last Saturday, but I was doing some mega healings, so it took a little, it kind of ran into live chat time. But you know, there's always room for sending out that good juju. Anyway, I'll just wait for people to pop on in. Just got back from yoga. A big O, Sumi, meow. How are you? Oh my goodness. Thank you, by the way, for all the gift goodies. Like, Sumi, you're crazy. Like, I love you, girl. You're so awesome. Thank you. And I have everybody's cards actually up on the wall back there. That's kind of where I keep all my postcards and cards that you guys send, you know. Just a little bit of joy in the kitchen. And Michelle, hey, how are you? So yay! Like I said, gonna wait for people to pop on in, and I already have in mind an idea of what I think you guys might like today during the live chat. Hey Aries, and Memoirs, Tokra and Memoirs, how are you? Hello from Miami, Florida. Just found you yesterday. Well, hello, welcome. Sai says, you're welcome. The shoes can be worn or used as a decorative piece. You know I'm going to wear them. Shoes don't just sit around. They must be worn. They must be shown, especially when they are special. Very, very special. I love the bananas like so much. Like you don't understand. They're so cool. Yvonne, how are you? The thunder. Oh my God, it's bright and early. Bright and early. What is it like? Dude, it's almost like 12:30. The Oracle of Glitter. What's up? Hello, welcome. So tomorrow I'm gonna be on the live chat again because tomorrow is the 24-hour Tarot-thon 2021. So yay! Billy, how are you? So sunshine in the UK sounds awesome. So yeah, I hope you guys can come out for the live chat tomorrow. Of course, it won't be at this time because we all have our different time slots for the 24-hour Tarot-thon. If you guys go to Jen's Balanced Tarot, she has the whole list of all the channels that are involved, what times they're going. Just be mindful that those are in British summertime. So in British summertime, I'm technically going on May 31st at 3 a.m. But in Pacific Standard Time, I'm going May 30th at 7 p.m. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. my time. So that's Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to jump in, but yeah, check out Jen's Balanced Tarot. She's the one that kind of took over for Simon this year. Simon's dealing with, you know, his mom's health and everything. So Jen was kind enough to take over this like huge event, you know, trying to fill time slots. When people found they couldn't do something, then they had to jump out, and then more people were jumping in. And then she was trying to, you know, make sure everybody was at a time that was not too late and not too early for them. And then she put together that whole Tarot-thon video that I posted to my channel, and most other people posted to their channels as well, just showing all the people that will be in Tarot-thon. And then we've been trying to post to social media, like all the different topics. So if you guys are interested, don't feel like you have to watch all 24 hours, although we have some dedicated people that like to watch all 24 hours. But you can pop in and out. All the live chats will be available for replay. So, you know, if you missed your favorite YouTuber's channel, you know, your Tarot Tuber's channel, you guys could just go back and go to their channel and you could see their replay of their live stream. But, you know, everybody does a little bit something more special during these live chats. So there's a specific theme that they want to talk about. And you know me, I like to have interactive stuff, so you guys are going to be interacting with me tomorrow, just like we normally do anyway, because that's how I like to do it. So I'm going to be doing tarot and herbs, because you guys know I'm a little green witch, I'm a little eclectic witch. I like to work with herbs, especially plants, flowers, all of that. But how to utilize the tarot with the herbs. And so just like I like to utilize tarot for working out, or I utilize tarot when we were cooking in the kitchen, and just having fun with it, I want to show you guys how to have that same fun with your herbs, because I do believe that our little plant allies can help us out. So yeah, that'll be my segment tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so evening time. And I'm just figuring out which wig I want to wear tomorrow, because I always wear a wig for the Tarot-thon. Which color hair shall I have tomorrow? Okay, let me go back here to what you guys said. Michelle said, oh, cool. I set a reminder for that. My brain did not connect that it was live. Even more fun. Whoop, whoop. And by the way, if any of my moderators can be there tomorrow, I know it's kind of early. It's 3 a.m. British summertime, so I understand if you can't make it. But those people that are maybe in my time zone, I could try to put you guys in as moderators, because there's going to be a lot of people, so it's usually need a lot more moderators, because there's like a lot of people. So instead of there being like the normal 20, 30 that I might have in my live chats, there's usually a few hundred. So okay, so let me go back here. Billy said, I got me a dress on. When you see the sun and it's warm enough, gotta grab it. Exactly. Sounds like the double rope skipping thing, where people jump in. Yeah, people are doing the double rope and jump in and jump out. Butterfly Love Child, hey, hey. Billy said, pink hair or green to match the herbs. You know what? Green hair is what I don't own, but I have, for my next color, I have wanted a green wig. I wanted a short green wig, because all my wigs are long. So like if I had like a short green hair wig, I thought that might be kind of cool. But I'm still looking around, for, you gotta have the right wig. Lisa says, hey loves, missed you all. Ishani, hello, hello. Billy's like, I love you, but I can't do 3 a.m. It, totally understand. So, okay, you guys, for our live chat today, just our little KWT live chat, I thought we could talk a little bit about, since this topic of shadow work has come up for, well, I mean, it's always kind of come up, but I mean, it's been more prevalent probably in the past month and a half or so. It seems like a lot of people have been going through some stuff, a lot of agitations coming up, but mostly to point people towards places of healing. So if certain people have been really agitating, certain situations have, thrown you for an emotional loop, that's because that's what we call the shadows. Those things have been coming up, those feelings and everything, where we're like, okay, so what set me off with this person? What about what they said, or their personality, or the situation? Like, what about it triggered me to feel a certain way? And then Sai's like, agitation equals Mercury retrograde. Yeah, and so we have that on top of it. So we had our this is a mouthful. Lunar eclipse, super blood moon in Sagittarius. Okay, we had that whole thing. Then we got Mercury retrograde, and then we got all these other retrogrades and all these other planetary things going on. In Mayan astrology, this is a huge energetic year for clearing things, but also for really bringing in the true sense of ourself, because this is a 9 Ik year. Ik is the hurricane. My birth year is born under the hurricane, so technically I'm in my year right now. But that's, the hurricane, yes, can be difficult because it destroys a lot of things. It's kind of like the Tower card. It's knocking stuff down, it's bringing all this stuff up. We have the help of our planetary friends to like increase the agitation and all these things, but it's to get us to see where all these things are coming up for us. We're like, you know what, I'm tired of being agitated by this. I'm tired of getting upset when these people say this. I'm tired of getting in these situations over and over again. Same situation, different face, different place, And so a lot of people have gotten tired of these things coming up again and again. So people have been doing a lot of healing, a lot of cord cutting, a lot of trying to go inwards and be like, hey, let's, I would like to release some stuff, because I don't want to deal with people's personalities who are like this anymore. I don't want this to affect my energy, like this anymore. I don't want to feel upset when I'm in a situation where X, Y, and Z is said anymore. Like I finally want to be free of that because oftentimes we feel chained to those situations. It's like, if somebody says just a certain thing, and that gets me upset, I don't want to have that kind of trigger anymore. I want that to roll off my back, that somebody will say something and it'll mean absolutely nothing to me. It'll be like, well, that's whatever, that's your opinion. I want to be able to feel that way. And I think a lot of people have gotten to the point where they're like, you know what, I'm done. Let's do some healing work. And so yeah, this has been a big year for that. And I think a lot of it stemmed from last year too. See, Michelle said, these energies have been wonderful for me. I feel amazing. I do ground a lot and do my shadow work as it comes up, not saying that isn't a thing, but feeling good. Nice. Yeah, so that's obviously the really healthy way to do it. It's like as these things come up, you just deal with them. Some people, like myself, like to let the shadows pile up, pile up, pile up until there's like one big ugly shadow comes out, and then you're dealing with this big monster. But a lot of us are just kind of like hacking away at them and transmuting them, not destroying them, transmuting them into something more beneficial for ourselves. But yes, of course, as they come up, always don't stockpile them. No need to do that. But I mean, for right now, past couple of weeks, I feel really good. Like I feel like I've gotten over some sort of hump or whatever it was. Like I was going through, there was a lot of stuff coming up. I started getting a lot more focused into wanting to finally heal certain things because I'd gotten tired of a lot of things. And so now, like I feel really, really good. So Michelle, I'm with you on that. Like I feel really good. And not just because I just had yoga, but I feel really good. Let's see. Billy said, I'm doing Marie Kondo. Yeah, the KonMari method. It's an ongoing project. This is going to take as long as it takes due to health issues, but the bit's done. But defo processing after each one. That's good. Yeah, I remember a while back doing the Marie Kondo method as well. And so now it's just like second nature, when I want to do a little sprucing up, I just kind of go through all my stuff again, be like, I haven't used this in a while, don't need this, don't need this. So it's good to do a physical clearing as well, as you're doing your energetic clearings and your emotional, working on your emotional state. So what I thought we could do was I wanted to share, I know some of you guys all have your ways that you guys do your shadow work, or that you do healings, or that you deal with certain heavier emotions that come up, certain things that trigger those emotions, and you're working through that. But I just wanted to give some like ideas of stuff that you guys could use. So there is a website, I believe it's called ascensionhelp.com. So if you go there, Ascension Help, all one word, ascensionhelp.com. There's this guy he has a bunch of blogs on there, but he also has these free videos, meditations and such. And so the videos are all in order. So what he wants you to do from, starting with the first video all the way down, and it takes you through being able to work with your energy, work with, understanding where certain things are coming from, and then being able to do like flushes and, just lots of good stuff for your energetic body and for, maybe incorporating into your spiritual practice. And then after that, like there's tons of free videos. And then after that, there's like his paid videos. But you can get a lot of good stuff from the free meditations and all of that. So if you guys want to check it out, it's ascensionhelp.com. And then I thought I would take you guys through today how I do a bit of cord cutting, and I'm going to be using my ceremonial obsidian knife, which I think is really good. Well, actually, this is gold sheen obsidian. We sell it in our shop, Desert Cauldron, but I want to show how I actually use this for cord cutting. And no, I'm not going around stabbing people. So this is for like energetic cord cutting. Let's see, Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy Cosmos. How are you? Okay, So definitely felt some awesome energy with that super blood moon that we had. Made sure I made some moon water, so I got some powerful moon water sitting up on my altar right now. But yeah, let's talk about this cord cutting. So, see, Billy said I'm reading Anita Morjani's book, Sensitive is the New Strong. It's for an empath perspective. It's been good. I so resonate with the filters, how stuff from the past can be the filter we view now. Yeah, exactly. We have these core beliefs, and so when we were younger, our parents, our environment, the people around us, friends, they kind of help set these core beliefs in us. Whether or not those beliefs are true, that's something you got to get to the bottom of. But it's believing certain things about yourself, about the way the world works, the way other people work, how to deal with certain situations, how to get validation, within yourself, where you get your self-worth from. All of that stuff is stored in this little computer that we call our body. And so it's got all this information. And so as you get older, you view the world and you interact with the world and you interact with people and you interact with yourself through, like you said, your filters. So the filters that were set in place with these core beliefs. So it's like, let's say, for instance, your core belief is that you are only worthy if you can do things for other people. Like what you do for others shows what your self-worth is. And so growing up like that, now you don't feel worthy unless you've done something for another person or you've appeased another person. And so it's all stemming from some core belief down here. Well, that can get you in trouble because you give away a lot of yourself, you give away a lot of your energy to others in order to validate yourself and make yourself feel worthy and yourself feel good. And so it all becomes external instead of knowing that the validation is just that you are, great the way you were. Like we came to Earth as these perfect souls. Yes, we have these imperfect bodies, and that's great. We're not all supposed to look the same because that'd be kind of weird. But we all have these differences, right? But we have this eternal soul that's within us that's connected to this source energy, and we can tap into it at any time. The source energy, our soul would never tell us that we are only worthy because we can do X, Y, and Z for all these other people. We have to know that within ourselves that we're already worthy. We're already worthy, and it has no bearing on what other people think of us. So, like I said, I've been working on, actually, I've been doing this for years, trying to look at these core beliefs. When certain things come up in certain situations, it seems like it's a repeating pattern with people. Like it's a different face, different place, but it's the same situation. I'm like, why is this coming up again? Because there's something that I believe subconsciously that is playing out in my physical world. And I'm like, we can't have this. So that's where going inwards and trying to figure out what were some of the bigger events that solidified this belief in me that is making me act a certain way towards certain people, certain situations, and inviting in a certain type of energy. I want to know what this thing is because it's wrong. Obviously, I don't feel good about like what's going on in the physical. That means something's wrong. So I gotta fix some little whatever, somebody inputted something incorrect in my little core beliefs. We gotta rewrite that motherboard, right? So so one way to do that, I know you guys all have different ways, and if you could share those, that would be great. Like Michelle was talking about grounding and working with shadows as they come up, and Billy was talking about reading her book about looking at things through a filter. So yeah, if you guys, the more you share, the more anybody who's in our chat today can look at all these different things. And if something resonates with you, connects with you, you're like, hey, I'll give that a try. So I want to share some things with you guys. I'm not saying it will work for you, because you just try what resonates with you. So if what I'm doing and you're like, that wouldn't work with me, then don't force it. Never try to force it. But, you know, definitely I think the more we share, the more you can kind of pick and choose and be like, oh, I could try that one. That one sounds interesting. Or I could try that one. Or that book, you know, I could read that book and it might have some interesting information. So you guys, yeah, post your stuff while I'm chit-chatting away over here. Let's see. Let me go back here. Billy said, totally resonate with the Four Agreements book by Miguel Ruiz. There's an affirmation card deck for it too. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I have seen that one. Lisa back had to grab some food. Billy was like, hashtag this is me. Kathy, hola, how are you? Billy said, I'm so stepped away from a lot of toxic people that were in my life. It's not easy, but it's better than staying. It is. I think oftentimes, especially if we're people pleasers, we feel bad letting certain people go, although we know that they're detrimental to our health, to our energy, they're not good for us. Sometimes we feel like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. But at the same time, what you're telling yourself is, they're more worthy than I am, so I don't want to hurt their feelings. I would rather hurt myself than tell those people I don't want to be their friend anymore. So that's also, you know, stuff that we have to work through and process. Like, why do I feel so bad telling people who I know are no good for me? Like, why do I feel so bad telling them, like, hey, we gotta distance, you know, stuff like that. So that's where we gotta just like go in, do our shadow work, do our cord cutting, which we will do today. I'll show you guys a little cord cutting thingy that I do. Okay. Lisa's working on that too. Jackie, hello from Ireland. Just logged on. Heck yeah, how are you? Billy said, oh, Billy has the link for the Four Agreements card deck based on the book. It's a walkthrough by Dark Star Tarot. I am actually subscribed to that channel. I love Dark Star Tarot for all the like walkthroughs. Michelle does EFT tapping to help release limiting beliefs. I do hear that works for a lot of people, so you guys might want to look into it. You can even do a YouTube search and just type in EFT tapping. Lisa says, it took me till 32 to realize I'm worthy of love and living for me, sending hugs to all. Hey, better late than never. And you know what? It's never late either, because it's always when it should be. So if 32 is when it was supposed to be, that's when it was supposed to be. It's never too early and never too late. Okay, so for me, this will be just like a little, I don't know if we're doing a guided meditation, or I could just walk you through something that I do every now and then. And this is just in conjunction with other things that I do for releasing and shadow work and stuff. So this is just one piece of the puzzle. So I think that a lot of people do several things, like Michelle's already mentioned a couple of things that she does. But you know, it's several different things. And me being very witchy, I have more of a witchy practice that's connected to how I heal things, how I clear my energy, so that I can remain high vibe, so that I can help everybody else. You know, so let me see, what else do we have here? Silver Star, good afternoon. Missed you last week. Watched your interview on Lavender Moon's channel. She's amazing too. Hope you are all well. Yes. And Marina, happy Saturday. Nice to see you. Hello, my dear friends. Just finished celebrating your 40th birthday. Does that mean we get to sing happy birthday? And guess what? My 40th birthday is coming up too in 11 days. 11 days. 12 days. Wait, we're counting. We're 12 days from now. Yes, 12 days from now, I'll be the big 4-0. So we got to do some singing for you, Marina. So Ishani is wishing some happy birthdays. Jackie's wishing some happy birthdays. Lisa says, I practice reparenting myself. That's a good one. Binge books and videos on tarot and therapy, nurturing my inner child, whether it's food, art, experiences. I sit with feelings too to process. So Lisa likes to use sage and candles. So kind of take a look at that, see if that's anything you guys can utilize too. A lot of great birthday wishes for Marina. Yay! um, okay. Marina, here we go. And to anybody else who's celebrating this coming week and maybe had some birthdays last week, here we go. Let me get some water. Kathy is saying for her, she likes to use Palo Santo in meditation. Palo Santo is one of my favorite like smoke cleansing agents. Okay, Marina, here we go. Gotta set the mood. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marina, and everybody else who maybe celebrated a birthday last week and next week. Happy birthday to you. Boop, 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 be doop. I hope you had a happy birthday. Okay, see, what are the people using here? Oh, Billy says singing bowls to clear the energies. Love the singing bowls. If no neighbors are in, I have a drum. I also have very powerful green fluorite to clear out the aura. I have an Amazonite crystal, which really lets stuff out too. I love Amazonites. Like, love, love, love Amazonite. Silver Star said, I love using tarot too. I watch a lot of self-help healing and honor my inner self. I'll also use meditation. I love doing the string with Teo candles method too, or tea candles method as well. Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, where they have like a string tied between two candles, and then as the candles burn down, the string breaks. So it's like in the physical showing that the separation has occurred while you guys are working on the energetic, you know, as well. So I love that one. So glad you liked your happy birthday. Okay, so one thing that I like to do, like I said, this is just in combination with some of the things that you guys actually mentioned too. Like I like to use singing bowls. I like to use Palo Santo. I like to use my moon water that I store. I usually like to have full moon water. The reason being is because at the moon's fullest, afterwards it goes into a releasing period. And so that powerful full moon water, I use it as a form of release. So I'll like put water on myself, I'll put water in the room so that I'm not only cleansing myself, but I'm cleansing the area that I inhabit. So I like using moon water. I like using, like I said, Palo Santo. I like burning candles. I like to burn a lot of candles. But for me, the candle reminds me to remain still, you know, because sometimes my mind goes all over the place. And if I could just like stare at my candle for just a moment, I'm brought back to the present, because you know that you can't just like wave your candle all willy-nilly. Like the wax is going to go everywhere. You're probably going to put the fire out. So candles have to remain still. And so therefore it reminds me to remain still, and so that I can go in, because sometimes I go and get a little chaotic. Okay, let's see what else you guys have. Billy said black opal, ooh, for grounding is great, and moss agate for grounding too. Rose quartz for self-love, very nice. Chrissy uses Tai Chi for moving meditation, also very good, very, very good. Silver Star just turned 40 in March, was an amazing 40th birthday, yay! That's awesome. I feel like, I don't know, like I've kind of always been looking forward to a 40th birthday, because it just seemed like that's the age where you, I don't know, when I was like a teenager, I thought like 40 means you're finally an adult. I don't know if I feel like an adult yet, but I think my age kind of says maybe I'm an adult. Oh, and I have my honorary streak, which I'm going to let grow in. So, so I'm pretty stoked about that, you know? There's these things that we are blessed with when we turn 40. I don't know if I've got a whole lot of wisdom yet. I don't know, I just kind of bumble along, and whatever I learn, I try to pass on, but I don't think I got a ton of wisdom yet. But I do have some gray. So who knows? Let's see, Billy said, I'm loving Hourglass for sitting still with stuff. There's some pretty colors of glass in different sizes for amounts of time. You know, my Nana used to have an hourglass, a legit one, in her home, and I used to love just like sitting and staring at like the sands of time. Just maybe that was like a form of meditation when I was a little kid. Or maybe she taught me to do that because I was too rambunctious. Whatever, it worked. Silver Star says, I'm a lot of cultures. You're not considered an adult till you're 40. Yeah, so 40 was like, adults are 40, you know? Jackie said, a lot of 40-year-olds in the house. That's awesome. Lisa said, very true. I'm an overthinker. I pulled twice from an oracle deck last night. Overthinking can spoil the magic. Don't you like when like tarot and oracle just like call you out and you're like, true. Billy, I got a big birthday this year and I'm very happy with the gray hairs that now pepper my hair. Still feel like a 5-year-old lost in the park waiting for the wisdom to arrive. Yeah, like me, just like, hello, wisdom. Jackie said, mine was last September. I had a lovely outdoor birthday and my bestie has paid for a retreat weekend, which we finally get to go on next Friday. Oh my gosh. Dude, your bestie sounds freaking awesome. That's awesome. I mean, well, awesome. That's it. I gotta use another word other than awesome. Freaking fantastic. Billy said, check out High Tide sunglasses. Or, yeah, sunglasses. They're have much paler colors that you can see them online, but they are beautiful. I will definitely check it out. And Silver Star, I think it's because we are less distracted by boys and other things when we're 40. Yeah, you're not like cranking your head every 2 seconds, like, boy, you know, like when we're teenagers or, you know, whatever it was like girl, boy, like head whipping around everywhere. Rena said, happy 40th birthday wishes, Silver Star. We have 40-year-olds club. I celebrated the best possible. Germany is still in lockdown. Aww. Okay, so Lisa's doing her laughy faces. Okay, so one of several methods that I use for cord cutting, because hey, I'm coming up on my 40th birthday. Many of you have all joined the 40 on up club, and it doesn't matter if you guys are below the 40 on up club, you guys can join in on this. It's never too late. It's always right on time. Everything's always right on time. You know, in what they say, everything is always right timing. When things happen, it was meant to happen at that time. So always right timing. But let's do some healing, you know, like we always do. But like I said, I really want this to be a focused healing session for our live chat today, because for me, there's a lot that I want to really start working on. Actually, before my 40th birthday in like 12 days, you know, I know I'm not gonna like clear everything, like of course, but you know how some people like to get ready for their divine timing. There you go, Billy. Some people like to get ready for their birthdays, like I'm gonna start working out so I like look really good for my birthday, or I'm gonna go get my nails done, which I will. I'm gonna go get my hair done, which I will. But you know, I think another thing that's also really beneficial is well, that I've already kind of started working on is like really putting a major focus in like my mental health, my energetic health. Like really, let's start clearing some of this stuff away. Yes, it's not all going to be gone by my 40th birthday. I know that, and this is probably going to take some time, but I at least want to be on that road so that 12 days from now, it's like, okay, I've already kind of started this habit, and I want to continue this habit that I'm in of like, you know, clear, release, transmute, clear, release, transmute, clear, release, transmute. And I want to, you know, kind of go into that. And maybe that will be part of my quote unquote wisdom, you know, that is brought to me when I turn the big 4-0 is, okay, you know, there's something I'm doing now that I wasn't doing when I was 30, or that I was even thinking about when I was 20, and really not thinking about when I was a teenager, you know? So I'm just trying to start like new, healthier routines, not just like physical health, but like what's inside, you know, that I'm making more of a priority, because I had always made my physical health, you know, like kittens, weights, and tarot, like gym stuff, like all of that. I've always put that at the forefront, and I don't think that I've put my energetic health as up in highest importance like I do my physical health. Well, it's time that they were on equal playing ground, if not like more, for your energetic health and mental health. Okay, so let me see. Let me go back here. Billy said apparently they are called sunglasses for search purposes, as not all run for an hour. Some are quite large, have a 15-minute one and a 30-minute one. Oh, very cool. Oh, Lisa's sister is turning 40, so that's amazing. And Silver Star is talking about the 1981 babies. That's right. We were born the year MTV came out, y'all. Let's see, Billy said, here is UK store for the high tide sand timer for 15 minutes if you guys are interested. It says, but you can see other sizes in there and the colors. Very cool. Okay, so back to playing with my gold sheen obsidian ceremonial knife. Okay, so what I would do is I get myself into a comfortable place. Some of you guys can lay down, some of you guys sit down, some of you guys get in lotus pose, whatever it is that you do that feels comfortable to you. So for me, I like being outdoors. I like hearing the birds chirping. I like feeling the sun and all of that. So I might be outside in meditation. Plus there's less distraction. I don't have my phone with me. If I could turn my watch off, I will, or just take my watch off altogether because I don't need that distracting me. So everything is just kind of away from me. So it's just me and a towel or something, and I close my eyes, try to, just focus on my breathing and trying to get that into a nice rhythm. And it might take me a while before I feel like my brain has settled down. Sometimes that takes most of the time is just getting my brain to settle down. And so it's, sitting there and just, I'll have these slew of thoughts going on, and then I am cognizant that my brain is just full of chatter at the moment. So then it's like, okay, we're going to just focus on the chirping of the birds, just focus on how does the breeze feel on my skin, which is why I like going outside, because then I have all these other things to focus on the present instead of replaying what happened earlier that day in my brain, or something that I want to do later, or whatever it may be that's keeping me away from trying to meditate in the present. So that's why I like the outdoors. You got birds to hone in on, you have the sound of sometimes people walking by, so you can really hone on these things that are just happening in the right now, and all that matters is the right now. And so I might spend a good long time just feeling the breeze. Does it feel warm? Does it feel hot? What are the birds saying? And don't try to analyze it, just listen to them, listen to all the different bird calls, and just taking it in. And then when I feel like I'm really finally calmed down, then that's when I'm like, okay, now I'm grounding, I'm like connecting to source, and all that good stuff. And then this is just for me personally, I have a little path that I walk on as I go to greet my spirit guides. It's always my two guides. I have other guides, but these are my two main ones. Their name is Amara and Ulag. Ulag has like these antlers, and Amara is like this ethereal thing. At first I thought she was an angel, but that was just so that I could put her in a form. She's not an angel, she's just very etheric. She's like kind of see-through. Oh, hold on, I missed some of you guys here. Silver Star said definitely mental affects the physical and physical affects the mental. I get that more than you know. Been doing lots of shadow work and healing. Marina said, so true. I was exactly rethinking today my way of reacting on people, situations through past, etc. Seems 40 is the time for internal renewal. Yeah, sometimes they talk about like 40 being like you've hit your midlife crisis or whatever it is. But it's not a crisis. Maybe it's just that particular moment in time that we hit where we really have a chance to reflect. Like it seems like a big enough number where we're like, okay, we have all this stuff reflect on now. So people start making changes where it's not a crisis at all. It's a like you said, a time for renewal and being able to be like, okay, you know what? All this stuff is like, I'm going to change this now and it's time for this. So like you kind of step into like you 2.0. So now you're in the 2.0 of your life. You know, you've upgraded. Because now maybe we do have a little bit of wisdom. We at least have 2020 vision to look behind us. You know? The hindsight 2020 being like, okay, no more of that. Got to work on that. Um, Jonathan, hey, how are you? Oh, and by the way, you guys, Jonathan is going to be at the time slot right after me for the Tarot-thon tomorrow. So it's 7 p.m. my time, so he'll be going at 8 p.m. my time, which is different because he's in Hawaii time. But technically, if you're just going off of Pacific Standard Time. Marina said exactly what I thought. Silverstar, 1981, babies. Aw. Kathy says, what does shadow work mean? Negativity? Not really. It's more like let's say, like I was talking about before, like when certain people. Here's a great example. I have issues with food. I took a course on nutrition because I knew that I had issues with food because I wanted to understand food more. And although I do have like a technical textbook understanding of food, like I know about carbs and I know about trace minerals and I know about all this stuff. But like Billy had said before, looking at things through a filter, I still viewed food from an incorrect core belief. And so the way I feel about, myself when I eat, or the way I feel about making dinner, or the way I feel just kind of around food in general, that is, and I know it's not a good feeling. It always feels like it's just whatever I need to eat just so I can survive. And that's probably not the healthiest, thing. It should be, like a fun thing, that yay, that we have like all these different taste buds so that we can like have all these different flavors instead of just like eating for fuel. So that would be a shadow. That's something that is keeping me from fully loving something that should be enjoyable, like food, So shadow work would be me going inwards and trying to find out where this all stemmed from, like what put that in my head, that food was bad, that food is scary, that food causes problems, that food is it's just a burden, that I just need to get it over with, hurry up and eat and get it over with. Like, where is all that coming from? Because that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. And for somebody who has a background in nutrition, I can see that that's not healthy, but it doesn't help. You can have all the knowledge in the world about food, but the way you act towards it and the energy you put towards it, it's not helping that knowledge that I have. And so I'm still working on it. Obviously, it's a lot to work on, but yeah, shadow work is when you just kind of go in and try to figure out, okay, where's that coming from? We got to just start releasing. And sometimes you have to release the same event over and over again because it was so big or so traumatic or whatever it may be. And sometimes it doesn't need to be like a big traumatic event that like created a core belief. It may have just been something that was well-intentioned that adults may have said around you, and you just took it in. You took in their beliefs because that was what they taught you, So, let me go back here. Lisa says, this will be the first one I'll be tuning into. Yay! Jonathan, I always involve shadow work in my tarot readings. I always pull the bottom card as the shadow card at the end of the reading. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I know there's a few other people who do that too. That's cool. Lisa said, kind of like an aspect of yourself that comes out when we are triggered. Yeah, and oftentimes it's a child coming back out, reacting from the past, and it has really no bearing on what's going on in the present, but we're still acting from this past thing instead of being fully present with all that you are now, Silver Star said, to me, shadow work is not running from the things you don't want to face to gain clarity on the seed of why you do what and finding a way to address your crap. Best way I can explain it. Yeah, yeah. It's not running from it. It's not trying to put rainbows on top of it. It's not trying to frou-frou it. It's just trying to look it in the face, which a lot of times will trigger people's egos. But you gotta let your ego take a rest and be like, you know what? You're not helping right now because I need to get rid of this. So bugger off. But you know, some things will come up because sometimes we had a hand in that shadow too. You know, we perpetuated it and we have to take responsibility for that. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. Like, why would I do that to myself? You know, I would never have these bad people in my life. It's like, well, I let them in for some reason. There was something inside of me that said, I deserve these people in my life, you know, and that sometimes is like hard for like my own ego to be like, what? I would never bring these people in. But somewhere deep inside of you, it's like, you need these people. But once that's released, you realize that people that were like that, they're no longer in your sphere anymore. They just kind of disappear because the healing happened. So, let's see, Jonathan said, very interesting. This goes perfectly with my Tarot-thon segment, Healing Ancient Wounds with the Tarot. So yeah, like I said, you guys, my segment's at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but Jonathan's right after me. So he'll be at 8 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, doing Healing Ancient Wounds with the Tarot. And Sai said, shadow work equals peeling back the onion to see the layers underneath. It's like asking yourself why until you can no longer reply. You find the root cause. Sai, I like that one so much. Yeah, you ask why until there's no. Then you're like, oh, it was that thing. Okay, so I got to transmute it. But you never throw more negativity at it. To me, at least that's how I do it. Like when I'm doing shadow work, I'm never berating myself for accepting that shadow. It's like, okay, you know, I accepted it for this amount of time, but that time is over. I realize that's no longer good for me. I was just acting from a place of whatever my core belief was, and I'm going to send myself love. You know, and I talk to myself in the third person. It's like, I'm sorry, Tara, that you let that go on for so long. I'm sorry that because your mom and your dad did this, or whoever it was, that you believed this about yourself. And that was it. You know, at least you know that it's time to let that go. And I tell myself, I'm very proud of you. You're going to let that go now. You're much stronger because of it. And so what we're going to do is I look at myself like I'm a little kid. And I put my arms around my little kid self and I tell her that she's beautiful. And I was like, and you are, when you hit 40, girl, you're going to be so much stronger and you're going to believe so many more positive things about yourself. You're going to go places you never thought you'd be able to go before. Like, you're going to meet so many wonderful people. Like, you don't know what beautiful life is ahead of you. And I know it's really hard right now because you're stuck in all of this stuff and you're being told this and you think it's true, but really it's not true. And I'm sorry that you believe that, but it's okay. It's time to let that go. No need to berate myself. I don't talk down to myself. I don't say, why the heck did you believe that? It's just like, well, it's time to let it go. The past is the past. Time to let that stuff go. So I just try to be really, really nice to myself as best I can. Let's see, going back here. You're welcome, Kathy. Candy, Soul, and Soil. Candy, I almost said Candy, Soul, and Soil. Hey, Candy, how are you? Billy said, I got that going on too. Parent who was policing everything I ate and allergies make it hard for me to trust food. I need some easy options for making healthy because dexterity, so it's bad. So yeah, especially food. Oh my gosh. I mean, there are a lot of people that have like a healthy relationship with food, but like, I don't know, some people, like parents, cultures, backgrounds have like just put all this pressure on food, and really it's just supposed to be something we're just supposed to enjoy. Because it's like, if I feel like a tenseness in my stomach when it comes to food, obviously there's something wrong there. Because it's not meant to be that way, you know. Billy's like, Tara goes, you're not, yes. Mm. There is no try. Let's see, Chrissy said, Lavender Moon's book has an interesting section on that in the haunted house section about leaving the prison of your past. Oh my gosh. That's definitely how I like to look at my past sometimes, is that it's in a legit haunted house. There's a house of horrors there, and we need to leave that behind because that's not true. So I said a lot of those root problems stem from parents drilling false beliefs into our minds. Oftentimes that's what it is. And it's false beliefs that they believed because their parents drilled it into them. So they believed a certain way about themselves, and then they drilled it into their own children. But what I think is cool is that nowadays a lot more people are waking up, and they're a lot more spiritually aware, and they're starting to work through shadow work. So I think that nowadays people who are having kids or about to have kids, I think the way that they will raise their kids at least will be with a bit more awareness. They understand, if the parent understands about shadow work and where those things come from, they might be more cognizant. I'm not saying they were perfect, because obviously we're just human, but at least being cognizant, like, of their own shadows and trying not to put that on their child, and I think that it's great that we are in the age that we're in, because I think a lot more people know that, and they're trying their best to break the cycle, generational cycle, that may have been brought in, and they're trying not to perpetuate it onto their own children. So if anything about the spiritual awakening process, I think that is the greatest thing, is that it's going to stop, hopefully, with these next generation of kids, growing up, that their parents at least are more cognizant of the beliefs the things that they tell their kids. So I think that's cool. Billy said, my old filter and programming, put others before yourself, make allowance for others' behavior. Yeah, me too. Turn the other cheek, the add in the voices of the bullies, and I let others treat me so bad. Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you're put in situations where it's perpetuating, the belief that your parents put into you. Silver Star says, really does feel like a life review is how it's feeling on such a deep level. Yeah, it does. It feels like I've been in this life review for the past few months, and I'm in this game show, Tara, here is your life. And I'm like, whoa, let's go back to the year 1981 and see what happened then. Now we're going to the year 1992. What happened when Tara was 11? Yeah, it does feel like a life review. See, Jonathan said, I totally understand that shadow with the food. I have issues with dairy and nightshades, which you can find in almost all foods. Makes it hard to trust the food in front of me unless I make it myself. Yeah, then it becomes like food is this evil thing trying to trick you or trying to hurt you or trying to make you feel bad or hurt your stomach or, make you feel sick. Yeah, I understand. Silver Star says, I love how we all get to share with each other in here. Truly appreciate that we have the space to talk about all of this. Can't talk with most stuff with a lot of other people. Yeah, the whole reason for my live chat is so that we could just talk most of the time. I mean, yes, we'll do card spreads, and I'll have you guys pair up for activities and stuff like that. But I think it's just a great place for us to just share our own experiences. If stuff has worked for you, hey, share it, because it might work for somebody else in this group. And what's cool is that we're not even in the same time zone. We're from all over the world, and so I think it's just awesome. Let's say I think we had somebody in here from Ireland, somebody from Ireland saying, hey, this works for me, and it ends up working for somebody way over here. If anything about social media, that's kind of cool, that we can all connect in that way. We wouldn't have been able to do that back during the time of floppy disks. Let's see, Silver Star said, oh wait, Billy says, I don't have resentment to my parents. It was done from a place of concern. They meant no harm. It's just the pressure it created made me scared to eat. I get too tense to swallow. Yeah, and yeah, oftentimes I don't think, for the most part, parents were trying to be mean. They were, it was genuine concern. Don't do this because this bad thing will happen. They were trying to keep the kids safe, but it was coming from their own shadows, you know, but they just didn't know. You know, and everybody tries their best. At least most parents try their best. And so, yeah, I don't think, for the most part, I don't think it was malevolent, you know, some of the things that were passed on. Some things, yeah, some people didn't have such great parents. And so, yeah, they passed on some pretty crappy things. But we are at least aware now that we can start healing that stuff, and then we can pass it on. We pass on the healing. So it's not, you know, the healing is just stops with me. You know, the more I learn stuff and the more I heal, the more people I can pass it on to, and the more those people can pass it on to. And the same for you guys. So it like becomes this kind of web, you know? So, oh, Moon Chariot said 111A. Nice. I had to look back at the time. I was like, what? Candy Soul said, yes, circle breaking within my own parenting for sure. Lisa said, I love that quote that mentions eat like you love yourself, speak like you love yourself, move like you love yourself. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Lisa, I'm going to have to write that down later. Yeah. Eat like you love yourself, speak like you love yourself, and move like you love yourself. I love that. I love that. Aw. Moon Chariot. Hey, hey. Billy says, it's been hard with food intolerances when ingredients aren't listed in full, so you can't be sure what's in there. That I wish they were more honest on, like what is in your product. Because I only have like a couple of things that, you know, don't sit so well with me. Like I have one food allergy, and there's a couple of things that they just don't feel right. So I can't really eat them, but they're in a lot of things, so. Silver Star's like, we are just doing the best we can, and that's all that was ever asked of us. Just do the best you can with what you have. Okay, so back to my little meditation. Jonathan said, right, what do they mean by spices or natural flavor? I know, it's like natural flavors. What's this natural flavoring? Can't you just tell me? Like if it was flavored by oranges, can you just tell me it was flavored by oranges? And when then they say that there's like artificial flavors, okay, well, what are they? Why the secret? Like what's in the food? Okay, so back to what I was telling you guys with my meditation. So when I get in, you know, I've calmed my brain down, and I'm just like focused on the present. I'm walking on this little path. Lisa says, I love how a lot of our food is banned in other countries. I know. Then you start to question, like, why? Is what I'm eating nuclear? Or so anyway, so I'm walking down this little path, and I like to imagine in my meditation that I'm in the rainforest. And then in the center of this little dirt path that I'm on, surrounded by all these beautiful trees, is this one massive tree where the trunk is probably the size of the living room here. Like it's a massive trunk. And my two guides, Amara and Ulag, are always standing in front of this tree. And then I will tell them what my mission is there, like my mission. But I'm like, hey, I'm here to do some cord cutting. And they're like, okay. And it's usually, if I have to do any sort of healing stuff, it's always inside the tree. So like there's a door that opens up in the tree. I go inside the tree. It's dark in there. I can make a little light in there if I want to, but usually I just like to sit in the dark in this tree. And then I start my healing exercise, you know, whatever it may be. But the one I want to share with you guys is the cord cutting one. Billy said, when my head gets all going around all the what ifs and all the bad stuff that might happen or has happened, I call her mean girl. Oh, yeah, don't let mean girl get a word in. Billy said, last night I invited her in, said, I know you're scared and you're really asking for a hug. She's like a child, me, that gets overwhelmed and afraid. And that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, instead of continuing like to berate yourself, like just be as kind and gentle as you can to yourself. Size like secret herbs and spices. Juju B, oh my gosh, hello. So, okay. So then once I'm inside my big tree, and I'm just sitting in the dark, and I'll have this in my hand, like while I'm actually in meditation. So this is in my hand, and so I could physically move my arm, while I'm meditating, because I'm kind of half aware that I'm in meditation, and I'm also in this other place in my meditation, like my energy is elsewhere. I can move my arm physically, or I just move it mentally in my meditation. But I have this in my hand to reinforce that there's something with me in this meditation. And so I like black obsidian because, especially to classic Mayan culture, obsidian was used by surgeons, but it was also used by warriors. Surgeons, so that they can cut out disease, dis-ease, or illness, but it's also used by the warrior to kill. So in essence, one kills the dis-ease, and then the other one also kills life, so you have to be very careful on how you use your black obsidian. And swords are also connected to air, which is connected to communication and thought. So you can use this in a variety of ways. But also, when you're in this meditation, how you speak to yourself and the words that you're using, I just feel with the black obsidian, especially in this cut form, you're just more clear on your communication with yourself. And then you're choosing to be more like the surgeon. I would like to cut this thing out, but I want to transmute it into something. And I always like to transmute it into light. Okay, so let me go back here. Michelle said, I finally asked my guardian angels what their names were and got clear answers. Heck yeah, that's awesome. I dig that. It doesn't it feel so much better when you're not like, hey you. Okay, you got a name now. That's cool. Okay, so let's say for this particular healing session in my tree, I'm not doing core belief stuff today. I'm not doing that type of shadow work. But let's say there is a situation or there's a person that I may have already physically distanced myself from. They're not in my life anymore. I've already done that on the physical plane, but I also would like to do it in the energetic plane so that the pattern doesn't come up and repeat itself again. But I'm also, of course, got to do some of my other shadow work stuff. So this isn't the sole thing that I would do, but it helps. Every little thing helps. So let's say it's a person. There's a person that I'm no longer near, this person's no longer in my life, but I know that because I can still react very strongly when I think about this person or hear from this person, that there's still cords there. And I know that I need to do shadow work on top of it, but I need to cut these cords too. It's these energetic cords. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I just see them as like little strings of light that kind of always connect us to the people that we have brought into our sphere, that we allow to affect us energetically. And so this person, I have all these cords with, even though there's nothing, like we're not even in like together anymore, where that person isn't in my life anymore. I still have these cords. Yes, I'm doing shadow work, but I got to cut these cords because otherwise I'm just perpetually tethering myself to this person and tethering myself to people like this person. And I would prefer that not to happen. And so while I'm sitting there in my little darkened tree, holding my black obsidian blade, like the surgeon, I'm ready to cut something out and I'm ready to transmute it into love, because that is much stronger than throwing shade at whatever this was. Okay, so then I try to imagine that person's form in front of me. That person it's just a hologram. I'm just imagining their little hologram in front of me. And I ask the blade, I ask my higher self as well, show me where the cords are that connect both of us. Okay, so actually let me see if I can feel those cords again. So I might have to sit there for a while. And I feel a cord that's right here. And I feel a lot of cords that are right here. There's a cord that's here. There's a cord that's right here. I actually have several cords, you guys. So, and I know that there's a lot that run along my legs. There's a cord in my arm. And so I'm like, okay, now I can, like I said, I can physically move my arm or I can just do it in my mind. But let's say I want to start with the cord that's here. So I take the cord and sever it. Okay. As this like little cord piece is hanging on, I now imagine that it's being transmuted into light into my body. And for that other person, that severed cord is now being transmuted into light into their body. I send them no hate, no negativity. I send them only healing because I want that person to go on and move on in a healed fashion. You know, I don't want them to hurt other people or allow people who have shadows to be hurt by them. You know, so I want, you know, healing. Even for people who I don't get along with, I want them to be healed. Because I want everybody that they interact with to feel that healing energy. Okay, so then I just kind of move around my body. If there's like a little cord here, it's like, what the heck is this? I'll go and I'll just cut that off. And then I imagine that this part is now filled with light and love. And it's like, you know, we had our time together, you know, as friends or as, you know, partners or whatever it may have been in your guys' case. And I send you off with love. I send you off with healing. And I just continue around. So I'm like, maybe there's a bunch of little cords here. I got to cut those, you know, and you just move on like that. When you feel that everything's pretty much cut, then you can exit, you know, for me, I exit my tree. I say hello to my guides once again. I kind of tell them about the experience. I might have to go back and do this several times because like Sai had said about things being in layers, there might be layers to those cords and I might feel those cords come up again in a different way. So like I've cut the cords in a certain way, but now I've, you know, more things might come up, a different layer of those cords. I just got to go back and keep cutting them. And then truly feeling, you know, that part being healed, as well as for the other person while doing my other shadow work stuff that I do. So that's basically what I would do for cord cutting. And for me, I do physically like to move my arm. So I'd be physically like just cutting those cords. So yeah, for me, yeah, black obsidian, I like it. But, you know, of course I could use other implements, you know, if you wanted to. Okay, let me go back here. I missed some stuff. The Moon Chariot said, eating well in this country, in the US, is so damn expensive. I'd rather eat well and not eat much than eat a load of crap so I don't eat much. Yeah, it can be very difficult. And I think for the most part, a lot of people don't know like what real food is, like just like real food, you know, because we're so used to processed stuff and packaged stuff, which I think it's great that when we get to travel to other countries and kind of see what their eating habits are, I think it just kind of like broadens people's perspectives on like what is food. You know, not every country just eats packaged food. Some people, it's like they got to go to the market every day if they want to eat, you know, because there's no preservatives in their food. Billy said, playing that old movie, hearing all the lines and reliving it. Yes. Jonathan said, they said basically I just know them by their energy, but if I needed a name, they're like, here's a name, but they're like, basically you could find us without the name. Oh, Silver Star said it was 2:22. Anisha, hey. Silver Star said, yes, definitely layers to healing. Oh, Anisha, oh my goodness. You can definitely email me for sure. And Sai said, if they keep coming back and you need to keep cutting them, those are like weeds. You pull them out in your garden, you spray them down, and they still persistently resurface. Yeah, that's why I said you got to have like be doing other things as well, you know, like healing core beliefs, because some of those core beliefs may be creating those weeds, like making those cords sprout back up again, because there are pieces that still believe you must be connected to this person in some way, like somehow you deserve to be connected to this person, or there's something about this person that you still need to learn from, even if you don't like this person at all. They're not even in your sphere. So yeah, if you feel like there's cords that just keep coming up time and time again, which I totally get you, I understand that. You're like, why? Just go away. It's like, okay, there's something bigger here going on that I'm not aware of at a conscious level, and I need to go deep because there's something that keeps reattaching those little like cords, and I want to know why, you know. um, let's see. Moon Chariot said, and everyone else, what do you guys think about cutting cords when they're not people we have negative feelings towards, or people we still want in our lives, like family or friends or lover? Yes, I still believe you can cut cords on those people as well, because you're not saying I'm cutting you out of your life. I actually had to do this this was a while ago, back when I first learned about cord cutting. So this was, I don't know, I was like in my mid to late 20s. And I was trying cord cutting for the first time, but I was trying it with somebody who was very close to me and somebody who I loved, but I was allowing my love for this person who was good to me, I was allowing my love for them to, I was allowing myself to be drained, you know, that I would drop everything for them, I would put them ahead of myself, you know, which is a whole like self-worth issue, but you know, I got to work on. And so it was like everything for this person. I'll drop everything for this person. If this person wants to talk till 5 a.m., I'll let them talk to me till 5 a.m. And so not only do I have to work on barriers, but I had to cut all the cords draining my energy for this person. So my cords are cut, but I still love them. They're still a great person. I just don't want them to feed off of my energy so much. In fact, you know, we need these barriers. You know, I'm not feeding off of their energy. They shouldn't be feeding off of mine. You know, so it was just like working on more like energetic barriers and cutting those cords, even though I really loved that person, you know, and they were a good person. They weren't negative in any way. I didn't have any bad feelings towards them. It was just like, dude, I need to work on something about myself because I give you way too much of myself, you know. Amanish is saying, I don't know where to start. Oh my goodness. You've received deck number 99. Oh my gosh. Jonathan said, it's weird, Tara. Your comment about my comment didn't come through, and I tried to jump back to hear it, and it's missing from the video. What? Did we hit a weird little time loop? What? So I said, for me, depression is a weed. I need to continuously pull that weed out of my life garden. Yeah, so, yeah. I get you on that one, actually. Because that does, I mean, not all the time, but sometimes there will be big things that just trigger that depression. It comes back up again, but it's always in a different form. It's like, I'll work on it, I'll heal it, but now it's back and it's got a different face. Like a different facet of it, I should say. And then it comes back in a different form. So it's just like, man, how many forms to this do you got? But yeah, it's just going and like healing all those different pieces. Moon Chariot said, like, cutting the negative but keeping the good with a lover, and she can't cut out your teen kid either. Yeah, I mean, you know, like, let's say for your teenager, I mean, you love your kid, obviously, but maybe it would just be cutting the cords that prevent you from seeing how sometimes our love can be too much, you know, for people sometimes. What I mean is, like, let's say for my little brother, like when we were both living together, you know, when I was big sis and my brother was little brother, my baby brother, I was very protective of my little brother. And like, I would do anything for him. Like, even when I saved up my allowance, sometimes I would buy him a little something because I wanted to see my little brother happy. And if my little brother wanted anything from me, you know, I would give it to him. And there were times where I was acting more like a mom instead of a big sister. So because I allowed myself to be open in that way, my mom ended up treating me like I was the other mom in the house. And so it was like I had to get up early in the morning, like 3 a.m. and do like bottle feedings for my brother. I had to do burping. I had to change his diapers. I had to basically be the mom. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have done cord cutting, and that I love my little brother, protect him, do anything for him, right? But I needed to understand that there were barriers. I'm me, he's him. I'm not his mother, I'm his sister, you know? And so, and even as a mom, like I wouldn't need, like, I'm giving too much. You know, I'm like losing my own identity in my brother. You know, I'm over loving him, giving him way too much, and not allowing him to get hurt, not allowing him to make mistakes, because you know, there were mistakes I made. It was like, no, 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 I'm going to protect you. So I tried protecting him from all these things. And it ended up, now I ended up hurting my brother because he didn't get to grow up and learn from those mistakes. He didn't get to make those mistakes. I prevented him from making mistakes. And so now he's struggling in adulthood with those things that those mistakes he should have made as a child. He's now making as an adult, and it's made things much harder. I'm not saying I'm like the sole like reason in his life. You know, there's obviously my mom and dad and everybody else, but I can see how my overzealous, I'm big sis, I got to protect my brother at all costs, I give him everything, may have been too much. So I should have cut like some cords here and there. Maybe just some of them, you know, although I still love my brother, of course. And he's still my baby brother, even though baby brother is turning 34 on Friday. Marina said it was video buffering. I also missed that part of Sarah's answer. Oh, very interesting. Silver Star said, exactly. I've had to do those cord cuts with individuals because of my own behaviors. Yeah. Billy said, I have a journal for my anxiety and depression. I realized I had about 7 different kinds of panic attacks. No wonder I don't recognize the reactions as being that, but now I journal what feels like I have a page for what helps. Then I have my own self-help book. That is wonderful. That's perfect. You know, that way you can go back and reflect, because sometimes we forget, right? But if it's in writing, yeah, you can't forget. Lisa said, my sister had to be my mom a lot. And Moon Chariot's like, yep, that makes sense. Billy said, as an empath, they take on the emotions of others too much. I now visualize holding a spray can of pain and then spraying it across the screen of the TV just to stop all that from coming in. Aww. But I like how, Billy, you've got all these wonderful tips and ideas, though. This is great. All of you guys, actually. Amination said, take a look. I got deck number 99 from my friend in Russia, called 108 Codes of the Universe. And it says, Tara, there are things you have to protect. Yes, of course. Like I said, I will always protect my brother. But sometimes, I don't know, because I was just a kid, I didn't know that my overzealous protection could have gone too far. You know, like protecting him from everything. Because just like our immune systems, if we don't challenge our immune system never gets stronger, it never grows. Same thing with muscles. If you don't challenge your muscles, they never grow. You know, they just kind of deteriorate. And so that was something that I think myself, my mom, and my dad, and a lot of other people, we were very protective of my baby brother. And so now that all of that's gone, there isn't like Big Sis to kind of swoop on in whenever, because now he lives in the Bay Area. Big Sis isn't here to come and swoop in. Mama and Papa aren't here to swoop in whenever things get hairy. And now he has to figure out how to do that on his own. And it's like, well, now I'm 34, like, where are the people to save me? You know? Moon Chariot said, Amadeus, the same mistake with my teen. This is Maid, not Amadeus. I was like, Amadeus Mozart? Like, Amadeus did the same mistake. Yeah, made the same mistake with my teen. But, you know, we learn. Like I said, you know, we're not perfect. We're trying our best. We're trying our best. And Lisa said, yes, boundaries are love. Yes, they are. Billy said, I mean, holding a can of black paint, so spraying it across the TV stops that emotion coming through so much. I do that mentally on house walls to block out the energy of the neighborhood. That's very cool. It's almost, I guess, like spraying black kyanite everywhere, or black tourmaline, you know? That's kind of cool. Kathy said, yes, I believe I'm an empath. There are times that it's so draining and you lose yourself while you help others and don't know how to regroup yourself. That does make sense. Yeah, so it's working on boundaries, there's cord cutting, but also going into the core beliefs and saying what made me not feel strong enough to put up boundaries in the first place, or not feel worthy enough to have boundaries in the first place. Like it's that, like Sai had said, asking why until you run out of whys. So if you say, let's say in the case of my little brother, why do I feel overprotective of him? And then I might have an answer. Okay, well, why that? And then I might have an answer. Okay, well, why that? Until it gets to, I've run out of whys. Then I've hit a core thing, and now I know that I got to work with it. Yeah, Amanisha, if you want to do that, you can. You are more than welcome to. And then another thing, and I don't know if I've probably shared this book with you guys before, but this is the Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases, but it talks about things on an energetic and spiritual level. So like if you say, I got itchy skin, like other than maybe, I don't know, you got eczema or something like that, or whatever it is, where is that really stemming from? Because that's just a symptom of something. And yes, there are creams and everything, but you're just treating the symptom, but not the actual core thing. Like what's causing the eczema? What's causing, this itchy skin and, things like that. So this one's really good. I think you can find it in English on Amazon now, but normally it's in French. But this one is by Jacques Martel. So if you guys want to look it up, this is really good, like especially if you're doing cord cutting and you're noticing that there's a lot of cords, like let's say right here in your shoulder, and maybe you have a lot of issues with your shoulder. You might start to think about like, well, what's the actual cause? Because you think of the function of the shoulder. What does the shoulder do? Well, the shoulder has quite a range of motion. It can help aid the bicep and the tricep and, the forearm in lifting things. It can help push things up. It can help pull things, so there's a lot the shoulder can do. So you start thinking, what am I overdoing? Like, what am I over bringing into my life? What am I over dragging behind me? What am I trying too hard to raise up in my life? And then you can start going down into your core beliefs that way. So that's another thing you guys can do with cord cutting, is if you notice there's a group of cords mostly concentrated in one particular part of your body, then you can start looking at the metaphysical reason for that. So if everything's in your thigh, let's say it's your left thigh, that represents the feminine. Are there issues with the feminine, with the feminine energy in your life? It could be women in your life or just feminine energy in general. It could be an issue with mom. It could be an issue with auntie, grandma, whatever it may be. And that causes issues with your feminine in yourself. We all have a duality of masculine and feminine, but maybe I'm at odds with the feminine in my life, so why is that? And so this, like I said, is a pretty good book for that if you guys are interested. I like to peruse it from time to time. Let me go back here. So I said Mozart did make a lot of mistakes. His widow and son lived in poverty for the rest of their lives. Mozart, where's the money? Show me the money. Oh, and isn't it just such a sad thing that their music and everything doesn't live on until they're long gone. They don't get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Like, so sad. Moonchariot says, I'll be putting my new obsidian dagger to good use. That is awesome. I like to hear that. Very good. Yeah, like I said, if you guys are interested in actual like ceremonial cord cutting daggers, I mean, I really like this one, but we have these in our shop, but we don't have a lot of them because they're handmade. So, and we're trying to, in the shop that I'm referring to is called Desert Cauldron. It's on Etsy. It's all one word, Desert Cauldron. But all the things we have there, we want it to be healing tools, ceremonial tools, altar tools, but we want it to be kind of one of a kind type stuff where it's made by us, like James and I, or it's made by local artisans or just artisans in general, um, because we feel it's just a lot more special that way instead of just being made by a machine. But you know, let's see, let's go back here. Jonathan said, as an empath, it took me a long time to be able to differentiate my emotions from the emotions coming in from others. So many times the other person's emotions felt like mine, even though it's not. Jonathan, that actually took me a long time to figure out too. Sometimes I would think that's me, and I would say, well, obviously I'm feeling them, so obviously it's my emotions. But it took me a while to understand that I was just taking in other people's stuff and accepting it as my own, because a piece of me resonated with that, and so that's why I thought it was me when really it wasn't. Silver Star said, my mom did that with my brother, and he's 2 years older. He still can't get his crap together. I told my mom she needs to make the decision to stop the behavior because you feel bad. It repeats the same cycle. Yeah, that it's, and I understand, you know, our job as human beings, like we want to protect people. We want to help people, like genuinely, just like our Neanderthal selves want to protect. We want to protect our young. We want to protect, you know, people less fortunate. We want to help. And sometimes we take that help too far and we end up hurting more than we help. But it's hard to see that because somewhere deep down we believe like, well, if I don't help, then I'm being mean, you know. And so that's something, you know, we would have to work on. Why do you feel like allowing people to make their own mistakes is being mean? Wouldn't like not allowing them to build themselves be even better for them? So those just stuff that we would all have to work on. Like, but for me, I would like feel mean, like, well, if I don't help them, you know, and I'm not just saying like help somebody across the street, like bending over backwards, like doing, you know, what I can. And yes, there are times I think that I have to go above and beyond to help certain people that I care about, but to do it every single time, like, so problem here, I see. Let's see. And Lisa said underlying cause. Yes. Billy said, I have a book called Love is in the Earth by Melody. It's 2 indexes, on one for names of crystals and the other index is for ailments. Out of print, so it's a second hand. Had to get lucky in a search. Oh, the ISBN number. Let's see. It's listed in the barcode. Oh, sorry, my black obsidian or moonstone is flying away. What is the ISBN here? Okay, there is my ISBN number. If you can't read it, it is 972-33364-63-6. I think that's the ISBN for this one. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no. There's why do they have 2 ISBN numbers? Okay, we'll just go with the ISBN number that's at the back here. It's a Canadian one. Okay, 978-2-92334-35-3. So I'll just put it there. Maybe you can take a screenshot. Okay. Michelle said, my mom is barely getting out of bad habits and negative spiraling of tons of childhood trauma, completely unintentional trauma. I'm super proud of her. That is awesome. I think that when parents, you know, can start working on stuff and they like kind of put their ego aside and decide it's time for healing and growth, I think that's great. Like, that is awesome. That is really, really awesome. Oh, thank you, Billy, for posting our Desert Cauldron link. And then Billy also posted for the Gold Sheen Obsidian Ceremonial Knife, which is this one. And what's nice is I get to use these tools before they go off to their new homes. Let's see, Silver Star said, I had this realization, wow, I was in my masculine so long, just trying to survive for so long. I got sick. It was all on my left side. It flared up. Most of it just makes sense. Had to work on my feminine. Yeah, a lot of my issues would always be on my left side because I used to have issues with my feminine nature. I don't think I fully embraced it till like my early 30s. Moon Chariot is talking about overprotective moms. All right, Amanisha, we will catch you later then. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. Billy said, OMG, seriously, this is what Anita Morjani, sensitive is the new strong, is literally just talking about this. This sounds right, thanks. Ange said, hello, beautiful people. Well, hello to you, Ange. How are you? So, yeah, I think that this is great conversation that we've had today. I actually want to look up something from here just so you guys can see kind of how this book reads. So I get itchy. Like, not all the time, but sometimes when I'm just like, it's random. Like, it's not always every night and not always every morning, or maybe not always during the middle of the day, but sometimes I just get like really itchy. And I haven't changed moisturizers, I haven't changed soaps or anything. So it's not my soap, it's not my moisturizer, it's not a food allergy. You kind of like try to, pare it all down. Sometimes I'm just itchy. So I actually looked up in here what is itching. And so actually, let me see if I can find it. It's all in alphabetical order. I think it's under skin. Okay, so let me go under skin. And then it has different things about skin. There's acne, rosacea, acrokeratosis, anthrax, blisters, bruises, blackheads, chapping, calluses, eczema, epidermis, epidermitis. Itching. Okay, so it has a section for skin itching. Here's what it has to say. The traveling itch. Yes, I am the traveling itch. It says itching, also called blah, blah, blah. It gives like a little scientific thing. Itching is an irritation, something that gets under the skin and affects me in one particular place or irritates me inside. Jezebel, hola, hola, how are you? Michelle said, I used to get really itchy when I get sleepy. Well, and also when you're sleepy, your defenses are down, so something is coming to the surface that is under your skin. It says, I feel thwarted by unsatisfied desires, and a degree of impatience sets in me, makes me itch, scratch, scratch, scratch. This scratching indicates that some situations in my life are not going according to my wishes, and that I am separated from the pleasure and enjoyment that I want to find. Things aren't moving forward fast enough for me. I am irritated and dissatisfied in my life, and I feel that others are the cause of that. I often look too far away for this happiness that is actually more within my reach. I don't feel that I have control over my life, and I resent authority in all its forms. Can it be that I am the one limiting myself by separating myself from my own emotions? Life is urging me to make a rapid change. Or it gives a bunch of different definitions to see like which, because not everybody has the same, it's not all the same reasons. So there's a lot of different reasons, and you kind of go with the one that's like, oh, that sounds more like me. I feel insecurity and remorse as a result of all that. What is itching me so much that I sometimes tear my skin to the point of bleeding? So this is people that go to the extreme scratching, which shows that I need to go and look into the depths of my being to find answers to my questions. Is it because I don't have the answer or because I don't want to see it? Maybe I don't want to end up on the street. What do I have to do to change this state? I identify the cause of the irritation. Is it related to my father, my mother, or someone I love? Is it a situation that I want to change inside? I ask myself questions about my place inside my family. Do I feel I belong to it, or do I feel instead that I am separated from it and that I must go and seek love elsewhere? Have I lost contact with my emotions? If the irritation is generalized to my whole body, it therefore intensely affects my whole being. If it is one special location, I find the answer according to my body part affected. In the scalp, for example, there is a disorder in my thoughts. I trust my mind to find the answers to my questions when I must go and see them in my heart. Another reason could be, it says, I accept these itchings, for I know that they have a message to convey to me. I no longer need to flee or leave what I am doing for the itching to disappear. On the other hand, if it involves allergies, I try to see what or to whom I am allergic. I am no longer need to feel badly to the point of scratching myself constantly. Deep inside, I know that the openness of the heart heals many illnesses. I reclaim my rightful place. I allow my creativity to express itself. I accept to see what I must change in my life by trusting myself completely. And that's how this book reads. So it'll give you like a bunch of there's like a bunch of different messages and things like within that multi-paragraph, and then you just kind of like see which ones might actually be related to you. You're like, oh, okay. So like for me, my back is always itching, and so you think of your back as always being strong. It's it works on pulling motions. Your lats and your deltoids and stuff like that. It's all meant for pulling in all these different directions. So and it's also people say it's a good thing to have a strong back. It keeps you upright. So if my back is always itching, so then I would have to think, what is keeping me from standing upright? What am I holding on to that I keep pulling towards me that actually irritates me? What do I keep pulling towards myself? And so you could do something like that. So like for me with my itchy back, I'm like, okay, like what do I keep pulling towards me, using my back to do it, because it's not just the soap, and it's not just the moisturizer, and it's not the clothing I'm wearing, so it's not the detergent. Jonathan's like, oh, I get those random itches as well. Just talking about it, I'm feeling the itches. Now everybody's itchy. Everybody's like, what'd you do during the live chat today made everybody itchy? Jezebel said, I feel itch when I get bored, telling me to leave and do something else. So you're like, I'm done with this. Okay, so I think Billy was looking up the link to this book. But yeah, so this one is called The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases by Jacques Martel. So there's your author and the title. But yeah, looks just like this. That is Mr. Jacques. Superstar's like, I feeling a bear sometimes. I rub on a tree. I've always wanted to do that, just like it looks so good. Michelle says, I bought the Kindle version. It had a $6 credit. Oh, well, there you go. Even cheaper. So this probably is more expensive because obviously it's paper and all that. But yeah, if you guys want to save and get it in a Kindle version, Michelle says you can get it $6 credit. Okay, so I'm still have to do some more stuff to get ready for the Tarot-thon tomorrow, Tarot-thon 2021. So like I said, Jonathan's going to be in it, but a host of other channels will be in the Tarot-thon. Lavender Moon is going to be in the Tarot-thon. Billy said UK Amazon has supplemental book, 5 Steps to Achieve Healing, but it doesn't have the full book. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, so there's there's so much stuff. There's I think people are going to be looking to Marseille. People are going to be looking into like how to find decks to back on Kickstarter, how to start a Kickstarter for decks that you're creating. There's like going to be crafting. There's going to be talking about the binary and the tarot, and me, tarot and herbs. Jonathan working on ancestral wounds and the tarot. Just there's going to be a ton of stuff. If you guys stay up all 24 hours, I commend you. I will not. I'm going to go back and rewatch a lot of the ones that I probably fell asleep because it was too late. But yeah, so all the replays will be there. Like I said, if you guys go to Jen's Balanced Tarot, her YouTube channel, she has a list of all the channels that you guys can watch. So you pick and choose. You might be really interested in certain topics. You can go back and watch those channels. And in our description box, like we already have like the live chats set, like they're already up and going, like so that you can see there's a live chat going or getting ready to go. But yeah, you can click in the description box and it'll see a link to the channel that was before them, and usually a link to the channel that was after them. At least that's what I tried to do. So yeah, then you guys can check out all the channels. It'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm gonna choose which hair to wear, what color hair I want to have. Got to choose my outfit. I already have my materials, so I've been like doing my outline. I got my materials up there because I'm gonna use my computer, although it might be too high, so we'll see. I'm gonna adjust the camera angle and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. That's the only time I actually get really nervous to be on camera is during Tarothon, because I know there's so many more people watching that I kind of get the butterfly in the tummy. You're like, what? A Gemini chatterbox such as yourself? Yes, I get the butterflies. But then as soon as I get going, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then of course, you know, I'll incorporate everybody. So I have a little something for all of us to do. So that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, now the fun part, I just get to finish planning a little bit more, and then I get to figure out what outfits I would like to wear. I might actually wear makeup for you guys. And not just my greasy face that I always have. But maybe some actual makeup. Everybody's so excited. Oh, Billy put the link. Oh, the book is currently unavailable in the UK. Michelle says it's like $3 cheaper US. I also had another credit for their Kindle book promo they just ran. I love ebooks. Saves so much space and I can read tons of things at any time. I am starting to learn about saving space when it comes to books, because when you have to move books across state lines, they are heavy. Billy's like, oh, that was the French edition. Grr. Rena says, I'm waiting for Tarothon with you. This is where I met. Oh, you met me last year at Tarothon. Well, we're almost at our 1 year anniversary. This year you'll be live at 4 a.m. my time. I'm not sure if I'm awake then. Yeah, I don't think you'll be awake at 4 a.m. But so yeah, so you guys, I'm 3 a.m. British Summer Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all other time zones. You guys probably figure it out. Jonathan just found a new copy in the US, Amazon, with a different cover for $27.68. That's not bad. Annette, hello, hello. Annette is here. Sai's like, wear a costume. Oh, you mean my everyday clothes? I'm pretty sure I don't ever dress like a normal person. Lisa's all excited. She's like, yay. Jonathan says, I totally have butterflies in my tummy. Yeah, me too. Like that whole day, like right before Tarothon, I'm always like pacing around. I really find nothing to do. It's more of like, do I have everything ready? Am I ready to go? And then like I'll get dressed obscenely early, and I'll just be prancing around the house in like my wig and my whatever little outfit, and just like and just like tarot-thon, tarot-thon. And then right before I go on, it's like like right before the roller coaster hits the peak and you're starting to go down and all the butterflies are hitting your stomach. That's how it feels for me. Because I get so excited and I love talking to everybody, but I also get a little frustrated because there's so many people that the comments fly by too fast for me to do what I do with you guys, which is I like to read the comments and I like for us to talk. So I do the best I can during Tarot-thon, but when the comments are going brrr, it's hard. But yeah, so I'm going to try to add on as many new moderators for this event as I can because, you know, it's at a weird time. So, like, you know, for poor Billy, it's at like 3 a.m. So, Silver Star says, exciting, woo woo, can't wait. Aw, thanks, Annette. Michelle says that book seems to be still circulating. Yeah, I did. I think I shared this a while ago. It says, but it was just the paper copy. Now it's digital, so maybe give it some more time. Yeah. Billy said, search by the author. I found How to Heal the Conflicted Feelings, Emotions, and Thoughts at the Root of Illness. Ooh. Subtitle, How to Heal the Conflicted Feelings, Emotions, and the Thoughts at the Root of Illness. Okay, there we go. This is a new second edition of the book. And Lisa's like, yeah, it must be hard to manage. So yeah, that's why you need a bunch of like moderators during the Tarot-thon so they can like look at all the comments and what's going on. And if people have questions, maybe they can answer it because I won't see them. I'm just like blah, 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 blah. And then I bring us in for something fun. And then I will have you guys go off to Jonathan's channel. You guys will work on some healing ancient wounds with Jonathan and the tarot. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Billy said the Encyclopedia of Ailments and Diseases, How to Heal the Conflicted Feelings, Emotions, and Thoughts at the Root of Illness, paperback. Oh, okay, so that was the second edition. Oh, so Annette, we were talking about this book, The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases by Jacques Martel. And this is like more of like the spiritual root causes, metaphysical root causes of why certain things show up in the physical body. Because you know that at the energetic level and the physical level, like they're connected. It's just at different, you know, we're at different dimensions with ourselves. But yeah, I think it's a really, really, I reference it a lot. Let's see, Silver Star says, I get that excited. I can't wait to just start. I do that too when I'm excited. Get all ready and just run around like a mad woman. Me too. I'll be ready for like way too long. I'll be ready like 5 hours before it starts, and I'm just like, tarot-thon, tarot-thon. I'm like, maybe I'll pull some cards. Nope, I don't want to do that right now. Maybe I'll watch a YouTube video. Is it 7 o'clock yet? Oh, it's only 1. And I start like getting nervous that I'm gonna miss my time slot. You know, I don't want to be late. You know. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Billy said the link is too long, so that's why she's putting all the information there so that you guys can look it up. All right, you guys, you know what I want to do, because like I said, I do have to start getting ready for Tarot-thon tomorrow. I want to make sure that I like have my little outline of everything I'm going to do with everybody tomorrow. But again, it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 3 a.m. British Standard Time. I don't know the other time zones, so you guys can kind of figure out all the time zones. But it'll be tomorrow. Jonathan created a 9-card spread for his Tarot-thon section. And so he says to bring a deck for the ancestral past life work. So you guys don't forget your decks. I mean, seriously, for Tarot-thon, don't forget your decks. Everybody's probably going to be having you guys use your decks in some fashion or another. So this time seems to stop. It does. It's like the clock is going tick, tick. It's like the last 5 minutes of school before school gets out and you're like, when will it be 3 o'clock? Why does the clock go so slow? Michelle says, I'm excited, subscribing to everybody now. Yay! So yeah, lots of new channels. If you guys some of you guys may know all of those channels already, but there might be ones that you guys haven't seen before. So yeah, this is a chance for you to get to know new people, new channels, new energy, new ideas, or just talking about old ideas in a new way. Being able to utilize your decks in different ways, being able to look at them differently, see certain aspects of them. But yeah, this is our community getting together once a year to have a bit of fun. So yeah, don't forget your decks. Okay, I'm going to do a reading actually from these two decks for this upcoming week, which is the week of my little bro's birthday, and for many of you guys having birthdays still, and to all the 40-year-olds in the house, woot woot, and 41, and you know. So yeah, let me do a reading for this upcoming week, and then we'll do a healing. And I actually want to use my ceremonial knife because I want to project that onto you guys, that you have the power and the tools to create change and healing, change through healing by transmuting it into love and understanding for yourself, and being gentle with yourself, and realizing that, you know, oftentimes all of this is just stemming from incorrect assumptions about ourselves, incorrect beliefs, but that's okay because you're healing them now, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how old you are or when you do it. Everything is in divine timing, or as the Buddhists and certain sects of Buddhist belief, they call it right timing. So all in good time, my dear Watson, all in good time. Moon Chariot said, so glad for Tarothon, new distraction. Billy said, just an idea. If any of us reply to this video in the main comments, we can follow each other, as surely now we can't click on the names in the live chat to go directly to the channels. Oh yeah, so if you guys have channels too, and you want to put that in the comments after this video is done, people can go and check out your guys' YouTube channels as well. That is a fabulous idea. Thank you, Billy. Moon Chariot said, please send me some love, you guys. My boy toy, who was my soulmate from a past life, we both felt it, moved to Florida. He delayed it as much as he could, but I'm in Seattle and heartbroken. Oh my gosh, we will definitely be sending you some good juju your way. Billy said, if you're enjoying this video, please click the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. And Silver Star, definitely be sending you love and healing. Yes, we will. We're going to be sending some good juju, some good vibes. All right, you guys, here is the upcoming week. Just to give you guys a heads up, so you guys can utilize the energy in the way that you see fit. I'm going to pull three. Whoa. I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck, and then I'm going to pull 1 card from the Aradia deck, Gospel of Aradia. Kay said, just in time to say hello and goodbye. I'll watch this back, but we'll enjoy the rest now. For sure. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I got 3 cards from my Bohemian Gothic tarot. I just busted this out yesterday. One of my faves. Juju B is like, I hear good juju. I'm like, huh? What did I do? Good juju B Hex. Okay, let's see. Let's pull a Gospel of Aradia. Okay. Alrighty. Since I've been liking to work with the darker deck lately, because I've been doing some shadow work. Alright, we have vows, which to me almost looks like chords. But let's see. I have the 4 of Pentacles. I have the Queen of Cups. And I have the 10 of Pentacles. Jonathan said, yes, hand fasting. Okay, so let's put this together for the upcoming week. I got it. And it goes right along with what we were talking about. Okay, so I know that this literally, like, yes, is a hand fasting ceremony for vows, but the way I'm seeing it in my mind is that we were talking about energetic cords and the things that the beliefs and the people that we tie ourselves to, either subconsciously or consciously. And for this upcoming week, this will be a time for us to look at the positive people and things that we have tied ourselves to, that are for our best and highest good. Those are the cords and connections that we want to hold on to with this Four of Pentacles here. So not every cord needs to be cut, right? You know, it's the ones that are not so good for us and also not so good for the other people. It's where boundaries need to be set. But having those healthy boundaries, there are some healthy things that we can connect ourselves to, healthy people, healthy ideas, healthy ways of being. And I'm not just talking about the physical, right? I'm talking about energetic, I'm talking about deep inside. And so this is a beautiful week for you to think about not just the shadow work and I need to release this and transmute this, but where am I doing good? Where am I connecting myself to things that are for my best and highest good? You know, who are the people that have come into my life that have really helped me to see me for the beautiful, awesome freaking human being that I am, and who helped to raise me up, and who I can also help to raise up, because we want to keep things balanced, right? So start looking at those people, those places, those situations that you've put yourself in that have really helped to raise your vibration, that have really helped you grow as a person, that have helped you to see that you are 100% made of love, and therefore you deserve love because you are love. So this is all about you seeing the positives. A lot of time when people see shadow work, all they see is the negative. This is the positive side. What have you done thus far? And take that in. And I really want you guys to hand fast yourselves to that. So it's like you're marrying yourself to those situations. Like, congratulations, congratulations, you have found some positive, high-vibing people who not only help you, but you help them, or you've put yourself in situations where you got to see that you were a strong person, that you got to see that you're a confident human being. Like, congratulate yourself. Like, heck yeah. You're combining your higher self to your physical body now. It's like you're marrying the two into one, you know, that you're really understanding at a soul level how much you really truly deserve. So I just had to go off on a little bit of a tangent with that, but also with the Queen of Cups, this is an emotional thing, you know. Start to feel into the good that you have already done for yourself. I know that we can focus on the, well, I still need to do this, and I still have this coming up, and oh, I got to do this all over again. Yeah, we got that stuff. We all do. It's going to keep coming up. But we've done so much, you guys, especially a lot of you guys that are at that peak in your life where you're hitting the big 4-0, or you already have, we have 40 years of experience to look back on and say, I am not that person I was, where I'm still kind of that person I was when I was 30, but look at what I've done since then. Or even the person when I was 39, look at what I've done in a year. You know, this is great. So feel into that, really feel into that. Let yourself feel the love for yourself. Like, congratulations, self. That was great. Good job. And this brings a sense of community with self, and understanding that, you know, you're not alone. There's a lot of people here. We're all doing the same things, and we need to lift each other up. Congratulate other people that you see who have done some positive changes, no matter how small. Please congratulate them. You lift them up, let them lift you up. But yeah, so, okay, I'm off my little tangent there, but I was getting a big message from Spirit. I just needed to pass that on. I was feeling like the Spirit moved me, okay? Okay, let me go back here. Billy said, discernment in things. Be aware of the connection and who you tie yourself to. Yes. Jonathan said, oh yes, hand fasting is a physical representation of tying those cords. Yep. Aw, Silverstar was going to cry. Moon Chariot said, what if that person is the one who had to leave? Joking. Such a good reading. um, Aw, thank you, Billy. Thank you. Jonathan said, my hubby is turning 50 on the 10th of June. What? Your dude and I get to celebrate together? What? Gemini's in the house? It's also my grandfather's birthday, so heck yeah, June 10th. So happy early birthday to your hubby. I hope that he has a great 50th birthday. Moon Chariot's like, big 50 here, kids. Silver Star said, appreciate how far we've come. Yeah, you guys celebrate the pants off of where you guys have come from. Billy said, when you're having a tough time, take the age you are now and the times that by 365, number of days in a year, and it will tell you how many days you have survived and got through so far. It helps sometimes. Yeah, that you've had all of these days, and over all of those days, you have done quite a lot. There are a lot of days that you did a lot, and you should be proud of yourself. They're still present, yes. Moon Chariot said, funny thing is, I was just thinking about my Bohemian, got there today, I'm pulling it out in a midsummer, which is odd for me. The connection is real with this group. I know, right? Because some of you guys are talking about, oh, it was Lisa. Lisa had a crystal skull that she named Edgar. I named one of my crystal skulls Edgar. Like, I swear, like, for sure, we are all in a soul family. Like, even if I don't see you guys like face to face and like we may not even live in the same zip code, we're soul family. All right, you guys, let's get to the healing portion. You guys can stick around or you can go about your Saturday. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your Saturday or Saturday evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you guys. And a great weekend. I hope to see you guys at the Tarothon. Like I said, it'll probably be hard for me to comment just because comments go by really fast, but I'll try to comment as much as I can. But I hope you guys have fun tomorrow. I always try to make it extra fun. I'll try to make sure I have an extra interesting outfit for you guys. But yeah, so I'm going to send you guys the power of healing. You guys already have that power. I'm going to remind you of the power that you guys wield in the form of this obsidian knife. So I'm going to transfer this image to you guys. You guys have had the power all along, and I want you guys to be able to recognize that. And so that's what this healing is going to be all about, is that I want you to be able to reflect on how far you've come, congratulate yourself, and then realize that you have the power to make real changes for yourself. And if you're the only one that sees it, that's the only one that matters, is you and your opinion. Okay? So here we go. Again, just transferring this image, this healing image, being able to hold this power. This power is actually, this obsidian knife is within you. I want you to be able to see this knife. I'm going to transfer it into you so that you can recognize it as your power. Jujubee said, I got to work tomorrow, but I'll watch it when I get home. Fantastic. Yes, all of them will be ready for replay. So yeah. Billy has the tickles already. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there we go, you guys. I would like you guys to join in as well. So all of you guys send energy in a variety of different ways. Do it however feels good to you. Like I said, you don't have to stay, but if you leave then and you still want to push out the energy, go ahead and do so. If you're open to it, just know that the energy is coming to you. That energy of knowing your power, your ability to heal yourself, and the recognition that you've already done a lot of really great stuff. And I want you to sit in that feeling for like an extra long time, because I don't think you guys sit in it for long enough. So extra long time of how good you guys have done. Lots of extra love to Moon Chariot, was asking for a smidge extra, so we'll make sure it goes that way as well. And here we go. All right, here we go. right, you guys. Woo. That felt awesome. Whew. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a fantastic Sunday. I hope to see you guys at Tarothon if it's kind of out of like the times that you're awake. Then I hope that you guys get to watch the replay. Check out all those other channels. Subscribe to some new channels if you find some that you haven't seen before. But yeah, I hope you guys have a rest. I can't even talk anymore because it was like, that felt so good. You guys put out some good juju B-hex. All right, you guys, peace, love, and chicken grease. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to congratulate yourselves on how far you've come. Doesn't matter how long it took you. All that matters is that you did it. All right? So peace, love, and chicken grease. Happy pre-birthday and belated birthday. Peace out. Bye, guys.